When in Fukuoka, eat the Fukuoka specialties. Today we're having Motsunabe, a stew made of beef innards. Let's go. Three flavors: the miso flavor, the soy sauce flavor, and misotaki. I think it's salted, but I believe it would mean it's a simpler flavor. You can order either motsu and soup, which is the innards and soup, or the motsu, soup, and vegetables. And if you choose it without the vegetables, they'll increase the amount of intestines that they give you. He turned on the hot pot, and you gently submerge the chives in the soup. You eat the intestine inside after it's been boiled for a minute. Then after you've eaten enough that you can put some vegetables in, you take the vegetables that they serve you, put it in the soup, and you can eat it as such. It smells so freaking good. Like garlic and miso. So much garlic in there. Oh, okay. Let's give the soup a go. It's like sweet, nutty. It's very savory. A little salty. I don't know where the sweetness is coming from, but probably chives. Possibly. That is so good. It's so complex in flavor. It's so good. You have to try it. Wow. There's a lot of flavor in there. It's quite a mild, nutty, sweet flavor. Yeah. I get a lot of the garlic and the miso. I think they top it off with sesame seeds. So it's like an explosion of flavor. It's like roasty and nutty. I will try one of the pieces of offal. I think it's all the same, so I'll just give a random one a go. It's amazingly tender, and it's just a burst of fat. The parts that are squishy and fluffy looking, like a cloud, that's fat. It goes. And it's sticky and savory and meaty and very soft. Am I right? If you love your fatty meat. The membrane on the outside is chewy. A little bit like chicken skin or tendon. But the inside, the fluffy bits, it just melts. It's so good. I have tofu now. It's so soft. It's so flavorful. It's really beany. Maybe the miso helps the flavor along. That's the kind of tofu I want in my mapo tofu. Let's try some of the vegetables. I just dropped it. It's chives. It's chives and some cabbage as well. I think they already put some in there before they started cooking. The chives are tender. They're not stringy. It's not really the kind that we get stuck in your teeth. It's really fragrant. And it's fresh, so it goes nicely with a really rich soup as well. Typically, the innards and everything that wouldn't be considered muscle meat is called horumon in Japanese. And some people think it's derived from the Osakan dialect horumon, which refers to things that you throw away if you've cut the animal up. And it was actually the Korean influence, where Koreans in Japan began to use the intestines for things like hot pot or grilling, which is how tripe and intestines and all the offal became more popular in Japan. And we can see that that's the case because in Korea we had several meals where we had intestines and gomchang and offal and all that. And it's quite nice to see that it's now considered quite a prized part of the animal rather than just something that you throw away. Since it's so rich and delicate and actually highly enjoyable, I kind of hope that Western cultures also adapt this kind of use as well. Unlike a lot of other restaurants, this restaurant doesn't have a spicy option, but instead they provide some chili flakes for you to add your own spiciness to taste. It's not very strong, spicy, but I feel like the more you drink it, the more it will build up. It's just a very mild, sort of prickling, warm, spicy flavor. It's not that spicy. Is it good? Only a couple of days in, and have we actually found our favorite meal in Japan? I don't want to count on it, but so far, yes. This has been such a good meal. And at only 1,300 $1.50 per portion. It's one of the cheapest Motsunabe that you can find, especially at a level like this. But even if you're not sure whether you should try it or not, I still would highly recommend it. It does get a little heavy considering that it's mostly fat and a creamy soup. So if you want to go for it, people usually drink this with beer or alcohol, as well as taking rice or pickles on the side. There is one more warning. The people are allowed to smoke inside. We didn't have a problem with it. I don't think it was an issue for the night that we were there. No. Maybe it's because we came as soon as it opened. It wasn't too busy yet, but there were people smoking by the time we left. Otherwise, once again, highly recommended. As to where you can find this restaurant, all the details and its opening times, address, everything, you can go to our website, which will be linked in the description below. As to where we are now, follow us on Instagram at TwinspeakEatGo. See you next time. Gentle dumpling. Gentle dumpling.